Tyler paid $62,000 for his BMW. Then a screen in the dashboard asked him for $18 a month to switch on the seat heaters that were already installed in the car he'd already paid for. The hardware was in the seat. The wires were connected. The warmth was one software flag away. And this really happened. Starting in 2022, BMW charged drivers in markets like the UK, Germany, and South Korea $18 a month for heated seats. The heaters were already built into roughly 90% of the cars. Buyers revolted, and by late 2023, BMW backed down. But the retreat is the least important part of the story. That $18 prompt was a business model announcement. Over the last 15 years, quietly, category by category, the option to own things has been removed from the menu. Movies, music, software, printer ink, car features, even tractors. And every company on Earth made the same decision at roughly the same time. That is not a coincidence. That is math. So let's keep this fair and go find it. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact Wall Street number that made your ownership worth more to them than to you, the moment the switch flipped, and a 5-step playbook for buying things you actually keep. On this channel, we don't do outrage. We run the actual math. And look, Tyler thinks he's winning. $9.99 a month feels smarter than $200 up front. Why buy movies when you can stream everything? Why own software that goes out of date? He's flexible, he's modern, his shelves are empty and his apps are always updated. Here's his stack. Streaming, music, cloud storage, software, the gym, the meal kit, the car features, the camera's premium history. Each one individually reasonable. Now ask Tyler what the total is. He can't tell you. Almost nobody can. When researchers asked people to guess their monthly subscription spend, the average guess was $86. When they itemized the actual charges, the real average was $219. People were paying 2.5 times what they thought. The flexibility is real. So is the fact that the payments never stop. And the business is built on the payments. Because the question Tyler never asked isn't whether anyone's subscription is worth $9.99. The question is why the buy it once option disappeared. And the answer is a single number. When companies get valued or bought, a dollar that arrives every month forever is worth roughly 2 to 3 times a dollar that arrives once. Same dollar, same product. Analysts literally split a company's revenue into recurring and one-time, and they price the recurring pile at a multiple of the other one. The moment that math became conventional wisdom, every board of every company received the same instruction. Stop selling products. Start selling access to products. Your ownership wasn't killed by accident. It was converted into their valuation. So if your money disappears every month and you can't point at anything you have, you didn't get worse with money. Your parents bought a record, a toolbox, an encyclopedia, and those purchases ended. Yours don't end because ending is the thing that was engineered out. You're not undisciplined. You're shopping from a menu where the Own It column was quietly deleted. That's a menu problem, not a character flaw. And menus can be worked around. Let's put numbers on Tyler's flexibility. The average stack, $219 a month. That's over $2,600 a year buying zero equity in anything. The software example. In 2012, you could buy Photoshop outright for $699 and use it forever. Today, the same app rents for about $23 a month. The rent passes the old purchase price in about 30 months. Tyler's on year 6. He's paid over $1,600, more than double the old sticker. And the day he stops paying, the software stops opening. The movie example. Tyler bought digital films. Buried in the store's terms, the word buy grants a license and the license is revocable. In 2023, PlayStation told customers their purchase discovery shows would vanish when a licensing deal lapsed. Backlash reversed at that time. In June 2026, Sony announced it again, this time for real. 551 purchased movies deleted from UK and European libraries this September. No refunds. And the biggest line item is invisible. 10 years of that $219 stack, invested at 7% instead, is roughly $37,900. The real cost of the payments is the money they could have become. Name the strings. The print. Cancel HP's ink subscription, and the cartridges already sitting inside your printer are remotely deactivated at the end of your billing cycle. Full of ink. Dead anyway. The hardware is fine. Your permission expired. The tractor. Farmers with 6-figure machines were locked out of repairing their own equipment because the diagnostic software lived behind dealer walls. One estimate put the damage at $3 billion a year in downtime. It took a federal lawsuit, and this month, July 2026, regulators forced John Deere to hand farmers the same repair tools its dealers get for the next 10 years. It also agreed to a $99 million settlement with farmers this spring. The system only loosened its grip when the government pried the fingers open. The car. Heated seats were the meme, but the model kept spreading. Mercedes sells extra horsepower that's already built into its electric cars, up to $90 a month or a lifetime unlock for nearly $3,000. BMW retreated on seats and pivoted the same subscription machinery to driver assistance and parking features instead. The buy button. PlayStation's own terms say the words buy and purchase do not imply any transfer of ownership. Amazon sued over vanished video purchases, argued in court that customers had only ever bought a limited license. California even passed a law in 2024 forcing digital stores to admit that buy doesn't mean own. Every one of these is the same hand. The product sits in your house. The permission sits on their server. Now, the honest defense because it exists. Some subscriptions genuinely win the math. A streaming service for the price of one Blu-ray a month is a bargain if you watch broadly. Software subscriptions fund constant updates and security patches instead of abandoned versions. And a low monthly entry opens professional tools to people who could never pay $2,000 upfront. The model isn't evil. The problem is narrower and worse. It's not that renting became available. It's that owning became unavailable even when you'd happily pay full price. An option was taken off the table and nobody asked you. Let's check the scoreboard. Tyler and Marcus, 10 years, same lifestyle on the surface. Year 1. Tyler's stack runs about $2,600. Marcus spends 1 hour auditing his, keeps the 3 subscriptions that beat the ownership math, and buys the rest outright. $1,400 total and about $800 of it on things he permanently keeps. Year 5. Tyler has paid roughly $13,000 in climbing because the stack's prices rise almost every year. He owns nothing, and titles he bought on 3 different platforms have already been delisted. Marcus has a paid-for tool library, media on drives he controls, and about $6,900 compounding from the $1,200 a year he redirects. Year 10. Tyler around $28,000 paid, possessions 0, and the payments continue next month forever. Marcus watched the same movies and used the same software. Plus he's holding roughly $16,500 in compounding money. And one thing Tyler will never have. He can stop paying without losing anything. That last line is the whole video. Tyler can never stop. Marcus can. Here's the rule, and it fits on a screenshot. If it stops working when you stop paying, you never owned it. Marcus's system, 5 steps. Step 1. Take the inventory. 1 statement, 1 hour, every recurring charge listed with its annual cost, not its monthly one. $12.99 is anesthetic. $156 a year is information. Step 2. Apply the rule to every line. If I stop paying, what do I lose? If the answer is everything, instantly that line is rent. Keep it if you choose to, but choose it deliberately instead of by default. Step 3. Buy the exit where it exists. One-time licensed software, DRM-free music, physical or downloadable copies of anything you'd genuinely rewatch or reread. Pay once, own the off switch. Step 4. Run break-even math before every new subscription. Monthly price times the months you'll realistically use it against the buy once price. Past the crossover point, subscribing is a donation. Step 5. Redirect the difference on autopilot. Whatever the audit frees up goes into an index fund the same day. That turns canceled rent into the one thing on this list that pays you monthly. 1 hour of audit. That's the entire cost of switching sides of the scoreboard. One more thing. Everything in this video is so you can cancel. But the cancel button has its own hidden architecture, an entire design discipline dedicated to making sure you never find it. We already mapped that machine. The video's on screen now. That's the other half of this story.